G'day, I'm Evan, and welcome to Gamey Gamey Game. Joining me on the show this week, it's Naomi Higgins.
I'm not wearing any makeup today.
Really?
Well, I'm wearing mascara and something on my eyebrows, and I use a color correcting thing just in spots on my face, but other than that, and lip gloss.
So you are wearing makeup?
But like only a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing foundation.
So
Grace,
brave.
jump. I can't believe you.
Lena, can
I'm
you have
sorry.
a sense of professional?
There was a fucking conversation break.
Know where the line is. You haven't been introduced
Nothing
yet.
but behave.
You
I said
don't
nothing but behave since I
Lena,
got
you
here.
don't exist yet, Evan.
We haven't been introduced. We were just waiting, allowing time for Jen to... Don't worry. Grace Jarvis is here.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
And Lena Moon.
I exist.
Now you do. Now you can talk.
Now you can say whatever you want, but you can't reference
Fart. Uh-oh.
Keep it.
Woo! We're doing it!
Doing it.
We're doing it! Justice for Lena Moon.
Justice has been served. Hot and cold justice. That's right.
Cold.
The two sides of the scale.
That can't be what the sides are.
That's what it is. It's
Hot
hot
and
and cold.
cold.
about
Like a
revenge
Bain Marie.
serve cold. Is that
Yep. I'm talking about all of it. Justice.
Real Thursday energy. This week we're talking about Season, A Letter to the Future. But first, what do you think of this? Nvidia has released an update to their Nvidia broadcast app for content creators, which uses AI to manipulate your camera feed in real time so it looks like you're looking right into the lens. The feature, called Eye Contact, estimates and realigns your gaze, simulating your eyes to improve engagement with your audience.
Oh no.
Oh, that is so funny.
It's
Yeah.
Firstly, I don't know what Louis Theroux's got to do with this.
I doubt he wanted to be involved.
I hear, oh, that is very nice. Yeah, it's nice if people look at. I'm not Ben, and I'll never be Ben.
Okay.
You don't have to, why don't you sing his little song that he did?
I don't remember.
Money, don't jiggle, jiggle.
Oh,
okay,
Louis
him.
Theroux.
What are you talking about,
Is
Ben?
this Louis Theroux or is
No, it's
this
not
just a
Louis
white
Theroux.
man?
No, it's just some guy.
Oh, whatever.
It's a British man,
No, I don't think
obviously.
it's
Look
British.
at his
I don't think he's
nose.
British.
Look how sharp that's pointed at the end. That is a British man.
I don't mean to speak for everyone, but isn't eye contact, isn't that nerd's worst nightmare?
Yeah,
Isn't that?
As the autistic person in the room, I have to say,
Yeah.
if I am making eye contact, it's because I'm doing it on purpose.
But this is the way that you can make eye contact. You don't have to actually make. You can.
It's like you aren't autistic at all.
Yeah, just normal.
You can look away
Like
wherever.
you're
I
normal.
love normal. I love the word normal.
Just chill and relaxed. I've started putting in my email underneath my kind regards. I'm like, just so you know, I'm autistic. So if I'm not making eye contact, it's not because I'm not listening. It's because I am listening.
Grace, is that your email signature?
I think it's more succinct than that.
I hope so.
Your email signature is a disclaimer.
Yeah.
that you're autistic.
Well, it's like people who are like, let's get a Zoom going. And I'm like, just so you know, in the Zoom, I don't know
no
who to
one
look
makes
at.
eye contact in Zoom.
No one's looking. But this-
Looking at the screen.
Everyone looks at themselves.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, you're making eye contact with yourself.
But in this case, look, you could be looking at yourself. But
No, but
people
he's
don't
not
know.
even looking at us. He's looking off in the corner.
So wait, so this is literally for Zoom. So this is like.
This is for content creators, for streamers, but also for meetings. I mean, you could use it for all sorts of things.
Wait,
Anything you could imagine.
Stressful.
Sometimes I barrel my webcam when I stream, and it
Yep.
makes people feel really distressed. And this would be just doing that the whole time. And I can understand why it feels distressed because you don't need to feel watched when you're watching.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me
Put that in your
voyeur
email signature.
peacefully. Huh? Yeah, that is mine. I'm like, I will watch you, but just fucking don't bring it up.
Yeah.
I think it's more
you.
succinct than that.
This is not the first time this has been done, Evan.
What do you mean?
Have you ever heard of movie magic?
Errol Morris, bring, your name, your ears are burning.
I do not know.
Name is burning.
John Morris is a documentary filmmaker who pioneered a device.
I've written your name down a bunch of times and I've set it on fire.
Errol Morris used it.
This is legitimately, it's amazing that this is happening because I never remember anything, especially stuff from my film degree 10 years ago. Errol Morris, I'm pretty sure, I hope this is right. This is why I don't go to trivia, it's humiliating. But Errol Morris,
Pretend you're sure.
yeah, this is true.
Do
None of
male
you can take-
comedian it. Just
Yeah,
say it like
okay,
it's
so
true.
Did you hear about this? Errol Morris. You guys heard about this? You know about this?
Yeah.
Errol Morris, this documentary filmmaker, pioneered the technology for making eye contact with their subject. So he made this thing that was like a series of mirrors, so Errol Morris could sit next to the camera and the subject could be looking at him, but their eyes are being caught like barreling the camera. And so you get these really deeply personal interviews that looks like the subject's like making eye contact.
Sounds
See,
like
I'm not using the technology.
It's
I'm
essentially
just doing
two auto cues, like what I've got here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
with each other's face in each one, so you can be looking to the, looking into the face of the interviewer, but you're looking down the barrel of the camera. It was a really
Light
good.
amazing.
What? Light is amazing.
Isn't light amazing?
Star Wars. You
Okay.
heard about this?
I've
heard about it.
I swear to God.
Liam Neeson
Yeah.
in Star Wars
Is he in it?
Yeah.
was
Where is he
very
in it?
upset
Yeah.
when they did the like 2000 when they did the remaster of it. They changed where his eyes were looking in the scene.
What?
Wow.
And he said, and apparently he said, like, just get a puppet next time.
Yeah, that
He was like,
is
pissed
unnerving.
about it. Another fun fact: I made a television show. Did you know about that?
Yes.
Why you like this? The directors told me that what
That's what
the
it's
editor did was she would do this thing where she would basically fix your eyes on a point because when people are acting and they're like, it's usually when you're like trying to remember your line, your eyes will flit away for like a split second.
Ah.
So they have technology that just
they?
anchors your
They
eyes
fix that?
to stop that. Yeah,
That's cool.
bit of a fun fact.
So your eyes are
Didn't
fake
stop
in
him.
that show.
So this is
Didn't
happening
stop him
already.
from editing the boom mic out, did it, Evan? But luckily you spotted it after the show was up on iView and
Thank
Netflix.
God
Well,
for
you know,
Evan.
I've been watching like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Occasionally, you see the boom in that. You wouldn't even think there is a boom on a starship, but
Do you think they're really in space?
Every other situation, you're like, they could have a boom mic
To be
there.
honest with you, Evan, I actually, of many places that I can think of that I would be like, I wouldn't think there'd be a boom there. I actually think spaceship is higher on the list of places where I would be like, there could be a boom.
right. Okay.
Honest. So
Certainly
Than a Melbourne share house.
they're all artists.
most
Yeah.
most TV shows that I watch, I assume there's a boom mic involved somewhere.
You'd be right.
But I suppose the key there is to make sure that it's not in the shot.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is the
Again,
element.
correct. Yeah, you guys are killing this.
That's what you get with an ABC budget.
So my one was
Just
Errol
so you
Morris.
know, I mean, if Star Trek's doing it too, you know, you're on par with them.
With nerds, great.
I don't know.
Oh,
if
right.
all nerds.
Naomi, I think you might be on the wrong show.
Look behind you.
I know how I feel.
Look behind you.
Brutal.
Anyway, that's my fact. It's really
Errol
good,
Morris.
and it's right. I'm
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you heard about
Blue
that?
Line?
Oh, what is the
Blue
deal?
Line?
What?
What?
It's a documentary film that he made using
That's the one. That's the one about the bombs. It's horrible. It's very sad. There's a lot of
I
regret.
thought you were just bringing up the thin blue line. I was like, that seems inappropriate.
I actually don't know if that's what
Is that
it's
about
called, but
police brutality?
No, it's about the bombs.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure it's about Vietnam.
Oh no.
What? Yeah.
Those are some of the worst bombs.
Yeah.
It's definitely about police.
We're talking about different things.
He's
You're like, thin blue line? That's about Vietnam.
Guess what? Guess what? I am just going to be confident for another hour. Let's see how this goes. Let's ride this
Gaslight
train.
him. Gaslight him.
Guess what, Evan? Your brain's weird. That's what gaslighting is. Got him.
not.
What?
It's
not.
It's definitely about.
You really, Evan really thought about that.
No,
He's
Evan,
like,
you're right. Did I
let's
say
check.
that? I don't remember if I said it.
You're thinking of now. There's a Vietnam one.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, well,
You're
it's,
thinking of the country.
When I said there was a doco about Vietnam War, I was thinking about the Vietnam one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Anyway, how good's AI?
No.
no.
And I.
I haven't seen this in action because you've just put a photo up there, which is your fault.
Yeah,
but,
this is.
I imagine
It's a very
watching
short
someone do this on a
video.
live stream
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
be like uncanny valley territory.
Naomi, this just looks like he's taken a break from eye contact. You're right. There's no proof.
It does just feel like they've taken two photos
It's
of the
just
same.
yeah. Someone's got like this.
And it must be harder to do through glasses. He's just looked off to the side.
This is a still image from it's an actual video. It's just not a very long video, and I thought it would be weird to just loop like a 10-second thing behind us. I thought it would be
yeah, yeah.
distracting.
I kind of want to see it because at the moment, I think
look.
you're lying to us now,
No,
Naomi
it's
said it.
true. It's real. I've seen it. People have
Kinda
been
just
putting it
looks
on
like-
Twitter.
You know what's...
He's got all iris.
Fun fact, Uncanny Valley, apparently, I heard this on TikTok, so it's not really a fact, that they think that is because that's what autistic people look like. People are uncomfortable with autistic people, and that's why
Well, that's
people
true.
hate Uncanny Valley stuff.
Hang on,
so maybe
what?
maybe this will be the great equalizer because it'll make everyone look autistic.
What does it mean
Wait,
to look autistic? What do you mean?
Well, it's like something is a bit off, but you can't tell exactly what.
I have a metaphor for this. When I got diagnosed
You
with
don't have a metaphor
autism,
for this. You have an experience.
but I have a metaphor because I have to tell people about it. My whole life, when I talk to people, I feel like
nice.
I've got a duvet cover over my head, and everyone's looking at me like, "Why is she wearing a duvet cover?" And I'm like, I don't know about the duvet cover, but everyone else can see it. And then someone diagnosed me with autism, and I was like, oh, now I understand why people look at me like I'm wearing a duvet cover. I can't take the duvet cover off, but now I know about it.
That's normal.
That's what I meant, a bit off.
It's a normal feeling.
Ah,
No, but I don't have autism.
well,
I'm ADHD.
yeah, well, me too.
I reckon they'll be on the same
I like my duvet cover metaphor, and no one else does. My
but
sister
that's
thinks I should change it to a dick on my head, and I think that's too extreme.
Well, that is gratuitous. We don't need
I think if I had a dick on my head, someone would mention it.
They probably would.
No, I'd be too awkward about it.
You wouldn't mention it?
I mean, I would
What
assume
if I had
you
like
would.
spinach in my teeth? Would you mention it then?
Maybe if we were going to do a show or something, I'd be like, hey.
Do you
Like-
know about the dick on your head?
Evan would use this technology to make direct eye contact with the dick on your head to make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what he would do. And that is genuinely the only thing I can think of for using this is because I'm bad at eye contact and I would use it to appear normal. That is my only thing.
Someone
That's my
told me
only
I had
comment.
black on my ears. Sorry.
Why did you have black on your ears?
Because and
Were you in a
they
carpet?
correctly assumed that I was wearing
he
some old
was
headphones.
Sweeping a chimney, okay?
He was shining your shoes going, nah. Oh, a little penny for a bit of a chum.
Chimney.
You do look like you belong down a coal mine.
Why?
Yeah, you got a real Zoolander
Like
dad
100
vibe.
years ago, you should have a metal hat on.
I reckon I could do that.
Go down a coal
Well,
mine.
if your skin was worse.
I believe in you. I believe you could be in a
I think
What
you're
if I had
good
black
skin.
on my ears?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Anyway, it was
If you
nice of him
looked
to say
more
that. and-
leathered.
What?
If you look more leathered. Do you
No.
wear sunscreen?
I feel like some people...
I'm anti-sunscreen.
Oh no.
Oh, Evan,
fuck?
what?
What do you mean?
You live in Australia.
I can't be anti-sunscreen.
I'm not like
pretty good.
anti-sun,
You're
but I
pretty
That's like
good
saying I
skin.
don't believe in vaccines.
thank you.
For someone who doesn't wear sunscreen. That's surprising.
I just no, I do sometimes, but it's like a last resort for me.
You have a red beard, sir.
I don't.
last
Yeah, I
resort.
burn so quick.
What's your first resort?
It's because I don't wear sunscreen.
You have a really big hat.
What?
I don't believe in sunscreen. That's why I'm always in pain. Because sunscreen does work,
What's your
but I don't
first
believe in
resort?
it.
What do you mean?
Usually, okay. First up, don't go in the sun.
Okay, yep.
If you have to go in the sun,
do that.
Well, there
too,
you
yeah.
go. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, right. See. Yep. I'm
But I put
sun-smart.
on sunscreen even though I don't go in the sun.
Well, that's,
I reckon it
that's
comes in the windows.
Entirely your.
It does,
Anyone
come in,
that
it
is
does
like-
come in the windows.
Yeah, you get it. Anyone that is an ish, British, Irish, Scottish, any ish, you gotta wear freaking sunscreen the moment
Finnish?
you get out of bed.
Yeah.
Finnish?
Any ish is wearing sunscreen,
I'm
Evan.
part British.
Swedish?
Yeah, I think this is a good theory.
You-
I think I'm smart.
You've just thought of it just now.
I've just
you
come
said
up
it
with
with such confidence. I believed
Yeah,
you.
the ish factor. I'm telling you, confident Lena is having a great day.
Maybe we should move on. I feel like we've gotten off topic.
I'm just telling you, Evan.
Brought up racial characteristics twice in the show already.
I'm being a male comedian. I just think, Evan, think
Yeah.
about sunscreen. It might change your life.
I mean, there's times where I've put it on and it's prevented me from burning.
That's the point.
And that's really.
That's what it does. That's what it does,
You
man.
get nice sunscreen. Anyway, the point is, this is horrible. We don't need it. Put it to bed.
Yeah.
Unless we're trying to be Homer in court or looking awake.
I thought about that. I
Yeah.
thought this is a great use case.
Yes,
Um,
I agree.
if they could do it in real life.
Yeah, honestly, this would be good for when I'm in a meeting, but I really am bored.
Yes.
So I want to look at something else. You know what I do? Can I tell you a little secret? When I get bored in a meeting, especially if I have like a 7 a.m. meeting and my Vyvanse hasn't kicked in yet, I just get up 2048 on another browser and then I just sit there doing that because I'm still looking at the screen. It's like that game
you would
with
love
the
2048.
you slide the numbers around and they add together.
You will love it.
Yeah.
It sounds hard.
It's not that hard.
Doesn't it take thought? Like
No.
concentration?
Not that much. It's kind of like Tetris, but it's even more
love
simple
Tetris.
than Tetris in terms of
Just keep
brain.
doubling the numbers until you run out of
The key is to try and only swipe to one corner. Go left and up,
heard that.
and then don't go right or down.
It's like that Rubik's Cube thing. You can just solve it with like one trick.
I didn't know there were techniques for
Took a
this.
long time.
I've been
that the end of your
failing at
story?
these things.
That was the end of the story.
Season, A Letter to the Future is a chilled-out adventure game from indie developer Scavenger Studio. You play as Estelle as she documents the world around her, preserving memories and looking for answers before the season ends. We'll take a look at the trailer, but first, let's take a little ad break.
I left my home to record the world before it ends. To find out what is this season and why is it ending. I cycled across the earth until I came upon a strange valley and met the last remaining inhabitants. A widow, her son, an old artist, a community organizer, a reclusive monk. I was with them in the final moments before the evacuation. Who are they? What kind of power shaped their lives? And how is it connected to what will happen to us? If the answers aren't in my journal, if these lives aren't captured here, they'll be lost in the turning of the season.
That was a look at the trailer for Season, A Letter to the Future. This game just came out in the end of last month. Yeah, it's very calming.
It is very calming.
Undeniably beautiful.
It's beautiful, it really is.
Try to deny it. I will kill you.
You guess what? It'll be like in like a Buffy episode or something. You'll try to say it, you can't speak. It's crazy because it's excuse me.
Oh my God.
Undeniably beautiful.
That's what happens if you try to deny it.
Tell us about this game.
Legitimately, okay. So I played this
What's
game.
going on?
In fairness, when I do this show, often I have not played the game. So I'm actually excited that this is like one time that I did, and I actually played it for long enough to form an opinion on it.
Okay.
So I played it for about 3.5 hours last night. So I think I got pretty in, right? It's very hard to tell if you're progressing in this game. The point is not to progress. I think it's just to be like in it, doing stuff and just being in it. But there were like 3 mechanics that I had not missed were really fundamental. So one of them is like, you have to go around and take these photos and fill the page of the area you're in.
You didn't open the scrapbook.
I did use the scrapbook, but what I fucking didn't understand, because I just went around pretending I was on Tumblr, and it was great. I was like, fucking Polaroid here, Polaroid there. I'm 18. I'm fucking 16 again. It's great. Record players, everything. I would have loved this. Whole thing's about exploration, sick. But it actually kind of isn't. Like, you know how like when you play Outer Wilds, I think I'm spoiled from Outer Wilds, because when you play Outer Wilds, it's like explore, have a good time. I'm not gonna fucking hold your hand. You can be here or don't be here. This game, I think, is trying to do that, but then there are like weird objective points. So you get to like a point where like you have to do stuff in the scrapbook, and it's very like instructional, and it's very like and I don't like that. I think
Yeah,
that's
I kept
insecure.
getting stuck in the scrapbook and not figuring out how to get out again.
I think that's a different thing.
Well, yeah, that's just a problem with
I
pressing
also
B.
couldn't figure out how to get on the bike. I was just walking the bike along.
Oh yeah, so you just press the
Just
button.
general control.
For ages. Just I was like, I have this bike, surely there's a way to ride it. I can't
Oh, there
figure it
is.
out.
There is. It's the same button.
It's the same time,
Just
yeah.
press it twice.
But I kept running into a wall.
Yeah, so you can't ride a bike into a wall. I thought that was pretty intuitive.
Yeah, I also felt that was
That's
quite
the same
intuitive.
as real life.
In fairness,
Try to ride a bike into a wall, you'll stop.
I was talking to my friend about this game, and she looked up review of it just because I was like, I said something along the lines of like, I just want to know if the story that they keep teasing is going to be worth it. Like, because I kind of want to play it through because it keeps kind
Don't
of
spoil it too much.
putting out this idea that there's going to be events and you're going to find, and it's about consciousness and obviously about PTSD and grief, which is every fucking game at the moment. But
My life also.
and my life, yeah. By the way, Evan, thanks for giving all the people with ADHD a game about memory and lacking memory.
I didn't. I was just like, oh, this will be a
Yeah,
nice game.
the first scene, you have to make a pendant out of memory, and there's the bit where the mum is like,
I'm losing my
I'm gonna
memory.
lose my memory so that you have this pendant.
Yeah.
And one of the options was no, let me lose my memories instead. And I wanted to click that because I was like, well, I'm not a real character. And
Yeah.
I don't want you to lose your memories. But I hit the wrong button. And then fucking my poor mum was
Yeah.
like, I can't lose these memories. They're too
She's
precious.
not really.
I was like, oh
No,
God.
but immersion.
So, should we
No?
just back up a bit and explain what's going on?
Once
Steve?
again,
Oh,
my
I
problem
would
is
love for you to explain what's going on, Evan.
I hit the wrong buttons a lot.
Game.
I don't.
I want to start off by saying I'm really enjoying this game.
I'm also enjoying it.
I love.
I think I will enjoy it too once I get down the mountain.
Scrapbook. Once Grace figures out how to get on and off the bike and open and close the scrapbook.
Basic controls.
Great time.
Yeah.
I don't have a PlayStation. I was doing it on my computer. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I imagine.
Well, that would
would
a
suck.
lot of the buttons just come up.
Well, I was like, I want to walk around, so I'm pressing the arrow buttons. The arrow buttons are doing
Yeah,
nothing.
in fairness, it is really nice on console.
And then I have to,
You know,
have
it's
to press the
WASD.
W, and then, yeah.
Okay, so
Which
that's
doesn't
a
make
pretty
sense.
established thing.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
That's basic.
gamer buttons.
The
would
arrow
press
keys
those-
are right there.
I would
you.
press those buttons before I press the arrow keys in any game.
But the arrows are arrows. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, Grace.
Okay.
Oh, Grace. You're really showing
And what's
your
with
job
that
colours
button you
here.
press in the middle of the controller and the game stops? And it's got all these
I didn't have a
options.
controller.
Hold on, you've lost me.
That's what happens when you press escape.
The
D-pad?
option start. The button.
Fuck.
In the middle, the D-pad. Thing on the
I got
left.
it. Got
I mean,
it.
the thing on the left. You've said it wrong. You said middle when you meant the left, but I've got you. It's the D-pad.
Well, if
What's my
anyone's,
thing that I'm
anyone's-
talking about?
That's what I was saying. You were saying
Isn't that in the middle?
the D-pad.
What's a D?
that's the little like the red clitoris in the middle of the
Direction
laptop.
pad.
Sorry, I have to go.
Okay. Well.
Are you talking
you
about the
thinking-
little clitoris in the middle of the laptop?
You're
No,
talking about
that's
a
an
little clitoris
IBM
in the middle of the
thing.
You're
laptop.
talking about the touch thing in the middle of the PlayStation.
You don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not being clear.
That's just like
Yeah,
a
that's
touchpad.
obvious.
Is that what you mean?
I don't know anymore.
I like this cow. I hope I get to see this cow.
Oh,
soon.
the cows are sad.
Oh no!
Nice focus.
Let's
Hey,
not. Okay.
I'm enjoying this game.
Same.
Great.
I got no fucking idea what's going on. I don't do well with abstract concepts. When I was making a TV show, and I had to talk to my directors a lot, people who
Second
talk
mention on the
very abstractly, and often I'd say, "What the fuck are you saying?" Because they'd be talking in concepts. And this is all
It is all concepts.
and I have no idea what's
to be
going on.
honest-
It's almost like poetry.
No, but Naomi, I think it's overdone. I think it's not your fault.
I would love, I wish I had an example of dialogue in this game because I'm like,
The elder warned me about valleys. She said they were dangerous. I feel a dulcet tension in the air. I enter to see the moment between seasons. This is a season when memories echo on and on and on and on. Will the echoes fade away, or will they be cut off abruptly? The scale of the old world grew beyond human proportion, maybe beyond human feeling. The parking lot will never die.
It's fucking every sentence.
fuck are you
All of them.
saying?
It's every
All of them.
sentence. The problem is that it's like, it's in high school, I wrote this like short story in year 10 and I thought it was the most brilliant thing anyone had ever thought of.
Yeah, 'cause you were in year
You know,
10.
it was in year 10 and it was, and I'd written a story and boy, was it hard for me to finish things.
I bet.
And I had written this thing and the whole thing was about how like emotions were affected by potions, right? And like people, like their happiness
Rhymes.
could
Slot
wear off, right?
Slot it right in.
It literally is this game. Like it's like, and it's as developed. It's like the thing is that this, like, I really do enjoy it. But just to go back to that review that my friend mentioned, the one thing that the person in the review had a big issue with was that I think they described the turning circle of the bike as like a big ship. Like it is actually really hard to turn the bike.
It is.
I know, I kept running into the wall.
Grace, I'm not listening to you when you talk about controls because I don't think we have the same. I don't think we have
You
the same
had to
reference
hit W to go left. When the hell did that happen?
But they
don't tell you anything.
I tried so hard.
That is so fucking funny. How do you even have a keyboard? Did you get gifted it yesterday or something?
What?
Did you get a computer in the mail?
I've never played a game on the computer before, I
That
think.
is clear.
the problem is that it is delivering.
Well, hang on.
Sorry.
Because I think you wanted to explain what the game is
Yeah.
about.
So you're playing this character, Estelle,
Yeah.
and it seems like what she's doing is so you're leaving your village to sort of document the world around you, to document people that you come across.
You're going on schoolies.
It's Rumspringer.
Or what?
It's for the
Rumspringer,
future.
yeah.
It's for the future. It is a
Yeah.
letter to the future. And when we're introduced to this all at the start through this sort of journal entry in a museum, right?
I think we're in our bedroom.
No, but I mean, there's a guy at the start, and you're
Yeah,
reading
they
the
have the
journal.
book.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's sort of like
But
it's
it's
a layer.
about, you're doing it because the season's about to change.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what that exactly that means is kind of a mystery. We don't really know what.
It's implied later that means like
apocalypse?
a generation. No, it's just time. A season is time. That's the concept. This
Yeah,
is
but
what
it's
I
like
mean.
things
Naomi,
shift.
I can't spoil it because they don't fucking make a decision about what anything is.
Yeah, but
They
like
just
when the
allude.
season changes, things materially change.
Yeah.
Like they say the season changed when like a war ended.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's like what I would say a generation is the closest
It's like-
thing to
it's like
understanding.
Era.
Rowan of Rin.
Because they say golden age, which is like an era.
Yeah.
I regretted it as soon as I said it.
It's the problem is it is beautiful, like, and you've got a little recorder and you record sounds and later you actually use that for more stuff, and you've got a camera and you take photos of stuff, and there was stuff I really liked about it, like I think it can be really personal. I think it can be really beautiful. Like you can take a photo of something you think is significant and she'll say something that another person might not have experienced. So that's quite lovely, right? Like,
I didn't get that because I kept accidentally taking pictures.
Well, Grace, I'm beginning to think you
didn't play the game.
Where you open the game and then you were watching, like, after you like stay on the start screen for too long and it starts just playing you a nice like sort of filmic like cutscene, like just
Grace
like a
watched
montage.
a movie.
And she's like, why aren't the buttons working? And it's probably because she unplugged her keyboard at this point.
Yeah.
And so she couldn't get off the like screensaver of the game.
It's like, this
That's
game
what I
is
think.
contained. This is a contained game.
They really don't tell you anything. It really
Don't
is.
go far.
It
Yeah.
really is an enigma, this game. They don't
Really interesting
explain
how it's all
anything.
set in her first bedroom. Yeah.
I kept taking pictures of the cobblestones because I couldn't figure out how to pen.
Move the mouse!
So you just kept taking photos of your feet. It's like my nana with a camera.
Like an idiot. I don't know.
Like a toddler with a camera.
I don't know.
Okay.
Why does this happen every time? Why are the controls the hardest part for me?
Maybe
You're explaining the most basic controls.
Could not be simpler.
I mean, that's how you play Tetris.
Oh my god, I didn't know that's how you played Tetris.
Maybe you only play Minesweeper with your mouse.
Yeah.
But it is interesting.
crying.
The thing is that I didn't really understand till later, because I would go around taking heaps of photos and you get a new page for sort of every section. And one thing I didn't realise until much further in is that if you complete the page and put a certain amount of keepsakes on that page, you get more story, or you get insight, or you get a thought.
Oh, right. So I did that on the first one.
I did that on the
As
first
a
one.
bar comes
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously you want to complete that.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is the game lets you explore later, and it's less like you have to do that to progress. And so you're in all these different sections, and what I had really not understood when I was in all those different sections was really important to just sort of put that stuff together because you start getting information about things.
Yeah, to actually put it in that scrapbook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
I understand because it's not like you're in one.
Yeah, you kind of go other
to
places.
area, yeah.
So that was...
I actually just got to the first place that has like a map.
Yeah, great. So that has the cows in it.
Is it
So
the
you
valley?
know that place is the valley, right? And the dam's going to break.
Yep.
And so that...
Don't spoil it. For
I'm not gonna
Grace. She
spoil
hasn't met the main character yet.
anything else. So what happens is when you've played the
Not the
game...
dam.
No, but so when you get to the dam and you meet these cows and you start finding their names out, but they're left behind and the dam's going to break, it is so fucking upsetting.
Oh.
Every
It is upsetting.
fucking minute that you think you're going to cope in this game, they hit you with something fucking sad. And honestly, Evan, my mum died. And...
Why would you bring this up? Why would you bring this up,
and
Evan?
review it? Okay.
When did that happen?
When did that happen? You're right, I should
What
be
were we
over
talking
it.
about? Literally the other day. Talking about The Last of Us, and you're like, it's a metaphor for cancer.
That's right.
And I'm like, I think
I don't think that's wrong.
cancer isn't contagious.
No, but it's like a growth that doesn't stop. And the zombies in The Last of Us are like these things that grow, and it grows like cancer. I don't
Yeah,
think it's
so,
a crazy
well, I
thing to
think
say.
it's kind of like saying this is about my dead mum.
I didn't say that. I was just giving Evan
Yeah,
shit.
no, but to me it's the same thing.
Yeah.
As, you know what
I
this
think
is
you're
about?
projecting.
This specific thing that happened to me.
No, I think the cancer thing is true about
You
that.
can't catch that when somebody sneezes.
I think that maybe you're being too literal with it.
Okay, well, as we've established, I don't do well with abstract concepts.
Yes.
I still don't know if I'm autistic or not, but
Well, we're all
every time I
learning
say that,
tonight.
someone gives me the eyes like,
Do you guys know the
Did you just check your phone?
that's really inappropriate.
I just was Googling how to use the control.
On a
That's not going to
computer?
help you right now, is it?
I know, but I was like,
Sorry,
it must
I
be
just-
harder than this, but it's not.
I was just laughing again at you not knowing that WASD
There's-
is the arrows.
There's a short story by, I think, Thurber called The Day the Dam Breaks. And it's like about this story about this village of people who someone's standing near the dam and gets like a drop of water on his head. And immediately he's like, the dam's gonna break. And so he like runs through the town. And so the whole town is like, the dam is broke. We're all gonna drown. Run for your lives. And nothing's actually wrong.
Well, that could happen in this.
Yeah, I want to reassure you that sometimes the cows are okay.
I really want you to be right about that.
Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure a guy says that they're doing it on purpose.
Oh no.
Yeah, they are. They're doing it on purpose because it's degrading. So there's a lot of stuff
They're
about
like, it's gonna happen at some point, so we'll just do it so that.
Well, that feels
Yeah.
like if you're gonna plan it, then bring the cows.
That's what I
Get
think.
a trailer. Get
That's
a horse
100%
float.
what I think. That is, I fully agree with you.
If it's not an accident, you can plan for the cows.
You've never been more right for someone who didn't play the game. Yeah.
And also, walk forward.
And also, while we're at it, get on the bike I'm given.
Stop hitting escape.
And also, while we're at it, why are all the pictures my feet? I have a real issue with
You should
that.
be able to tilt the camera up
Yeah.
to where you're looking.
Since we're talking about critiques, I've got a few.
I just thought she couldn't make eye contact.
You're like, wow, this is really realistic.
But I'm enjoying it. I was saying before, and this is going to trigger Naomi, but I wish I'd streamed it because I think it's like
I'm surprised you didn't.
You could start again.
You would have.
I didn't want to ruin it because I'm so excited to be on the show. And also, I wanted to keep it a surprise for everybody. But I think I might start it again because I think there'd be heaps of stuff to experience playing it again. And
Yeah.
I am enjoying it, but I'm starting to feel a bit cheated. Like I'm curious to see where it goes because I don't think I've gotten enough to feel like they're going to pay off all these like flighty, huge, big
Yeah,
brain
I always feel like
concepts.
with this mystery stuff in narratives, it's gotta you gotta give a bit.
You got to give me something.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like it's there's not enough to hang on to. Even though it is like it's really beautifully present. Like it looks like a Studio Ghibli film. Like it looks so beautiful.
Beautiful.
The sound design is stunning. The music is really nice. It's really nice.
So pretty.
That moment, when you first get on the bike. Sorry, Grace.
I'm so sorry, Grace.
When you first get on the
So
bike.
there's a bike.
And,
I know the bike, I just couldn't get on it. I have the bike.
and you start riding.
I'm walking it along.
Yeah.
It's a burden.
Funny that it's the same button you press to walk the bike.
But every time I ran into the wall, I would fall off.
In fairness, it does.
That happens in real life.
Do you just not understand bikes, Grace?
I don't.
So that
I think I'm the one person that's forgotten how to ride a
No,
bike.
but Grace, let's be real for a second. How do they
stay up?
Honestly. That in planes, it's like, fuck me.
The second they took the training wheels off my bike, I was like, well, that's not safe.
No, it's
There's
silly.
no sense of stability on that.
I want to see more four-wheel bikes
Please.
in my lifetime.
Yes.
A car.
Oh.
No,
Turns out I've seen
self-propelling four-wheel bike.
I want to see a bike car with 4 wheels.
Or you could get in one of those boats that's on the river where you paddle them and you look like a big swan.
That's not a bike, Grace.
Yeah, but it's more
That's
stable.
that's water. What do you think? What do you think I'm traveling over water every day? What do you think I live in Venice? Get off.
No, Long Island. Is that
Tasmania.
Long Island? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Where's the Staten Island? It's from Sex and the City.
That's an island. Yeah.
But they don't like the people there. That's what I gathered from the show.
Yeah, it's
they
'cause
also
it's like a
hate
class thing.
bisexuals.
Yeah, it's like a class
Hey,
thing.
bisexuals?
There's an episode of Sex and the City where she like dates a guy and find out he's bi. She's got like a gay best friend. And then
Right.
she finds out this guy's bi and she's like, it's fine to be gay, but you can't have sex with a man and then with me. That's disgusting.
Yeah, men bisexuals are bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing that everyone says. It's like men, it's like...
That's what I say.
It's like how 10 years ago any girls that were bi were either faking it or just lesbians. Now we've fought against
I never
that.
heard that.
Oh, that's why I didn't come out for a long time. And then now we're doing it to men.
I was
It's
joking.
fucked.
It's like I went to an all-girls school and girls at school would always talk about wanting like a gay best friend. I assume the Sex and the City impact. And I would be like, hello, I'm here. And they'd be like, no, gross, disgusting, wrong kind. And I was like, okay, I will
Sex
go
and the City
back in the closet.
effect. Yeah. It's in there. We've been in there.
It's nice.
Ooh, let's take a picture. It'll last longer. Speaking of pictures, you ever played Season 11 of the Future? Boy, oh boy, it's
I wish
long.
I could find a single piece of dialogue.
I'll give you an example
this
of the
game.
dialogue in this game. The mystic forces told me that memory was time.
Is that what she says?
Sure. Another one is like, I wanted to take it with me, but then the mind sickness. Hey, you could come along.
The mind sickness.
What do you think the mind sickness is?
I think it's just fucking...
it's not
Mental
the-
illness,
it's the-
dementia?
Yeah, I think it's dementia, sort of.
The dream
I actually
sick- or is
think it's
the dream
PTSD,
sickness?
sort of.
That's a
because-
different sickness.
Oh, is
No,
there a
there's
different one?
there's a mind, there's a dream and there's like a memory one. But I think it's actually
Which
sort
one's
of
Dr.
about
Furio
PTSD.
doing? Is that-
There was one that said, it said, internationalism was the downfall of the golden age. I said, what the fuck are you talking about, lady?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She's talking about living on a ship or something, and then she says internationalism. That's what did it. I don't know what that is.
I don't think
That
any...
means just like other countries talking to each other.
Oh.
Something to
Right?
do with war. I don't know. I was like, lady, what are you talking about? Just talking real things that make sense to me. I don't need these huge...
Kind of sounds xenophobic.
Yeah, and then
crazy.
they also say stuff like,
And her brother's dead. I got that much.
she doesn't have a brother?
Oh.
It's a dad.
No, there is
You weren't even paying attention to the game!
I got that much.
Did you play this?
Yes! There is a brother, I swear to God. They can't find him.
That was the most fucked part.
What's
the brother
the
was
dad?
having sex with the mum.
Oh.
It was so fucked up finding out
It's
that
like,
she was
okay, well, no wonder she'll only look at her feet.
Yeah.
With that kind of trauma.
Look, there are some actually really beautiful and poignant moments, but there are literally fucking every phrase is that, so it's hard to kind of enjoy it because it's like there's not a lot of nuance, and I feel like or there's too much. I can't tell what. It's like trying to have a conversation when like someone won't tell you they're mad at you, but you know they are. Like that's what this game feels like. It's like, just be honest. Like just say what you mean.
Yeah, be direct.
Exactly. Be quite literal or I'm gonna
Yeah,
lose my
because
mind.
I need something to hold on to, because at the moment you've given me this wishy-washy thing. You've like, and I know what they want from us. They want us to not like be, it's what Outer Wilds did too. It's like, stop trying to fucking level up and play games. Like games are different now. But unfortunately,
I mean, Outer Wilds has a pretty like
gripping story.
solid story
That's what
like
I mean, but that's,
scientific.
but it's got stuff. It gives you stuff to hold on to. It
Yeah.
gives you a wishy-washy feeling, but there's stuff to grab onto. And with this, it's just kind of like, Outer Wilds.
got a
is-
You know what? It reminds me of David Lynch. I watched Mulholland Drive and I said, that's a lot of weird shit.
Yep.
Are you planning it there for a reason?
No.
Or it seems like the links seem pretty tenuous. Come to find out, that movie was actually a pilot.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't make it into a show, so he's like, okay, it's a movie, and then spoiler alert, it's a movie, and it was all a dream. She wakes up, and that was never supposed to happen.
It's never supposed to happen in writing at all. They tell you that in like grade 3. They're like, don't
Well,
do it.
You do that with the dailies from an HBO pilot. Grace, all right, you figure that out.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah. Wake up.
Like planning stuff to, yeah, it's very simple. I honestly don't mind. I think I would be much more annoyed if I didn't love every other part of the game.
To be honest with you, I am
love
still enjoying
scrapbooking.
it. Yeah, me too. My only issue is that they get to these points where it feels like you can't actually understand what's going on. Like they give you pages where you actually have to fill with like certain things.
Right.
So it's like if you're gonna give
haven't
me,
gotten to that
Yeah,
part
so
yet.
like you go to an area and it's like you have to take these photos of these certain things, and I couldn't find 2 of them.
Well, I like that
this is
because
really
it's
irritating.
like filling out a children's book.
By numbers.
Yeah, but only some. But you know, it's like the outline of the sticker, and you're like, I know where the sticker is.
Yeah. Yeah. In that way, it's very fun.
That is enjoyable, yeah.
But then there's pages where you get to do what you want.
Yeah, I just feel like, but why do both? Like, I would have loved it if the pages were do what you want, and then, wow, I'm through what I've been thinking is significant, and what I've been attached to and enjoying and think is amazing, and that's going in the book, and wow, I'm learning things. That's fucking sick. Like, if you're gonna give me story that way,
Well,
know?
yeah. I mean, I think you.
yeah!
I think.
But if you're just gonna fucking do both and then make really instructive bits, I'm like, stop being so insecure, which is ironic for me to say.
Yeah. Now who's projecting?
But you'll stick with it.
It's me this time. Yeah.
You know what the other thing about this game is that's manipulation, is that it's always sunset seemingly, and that I just stop and take a photo every 10 seconds.
Same, yeah.
So I'm not progressing fast through the game because I go 5 meters and I go, oh, it looks even better from here, which is the same thing I do when I see a real sunset, because I take a photo and then the sun sets a bit more and I'm like, it's even better now.
I've taken like 5 photos of the same structure from different angles and crap,
yeah.
because I'm like, oh, you think it's good at the start, and then when you're at the bottom, you look back up. Oh, darling.
So good. I got the recorder out. I leant down. I recorded sounds of some frogs.
Yes.
Am I back with my mum and I'm 14 and we're at the frog census meeting, so we can learn how to record frogs with our audio devices so that we can post them online and people can know what frogs are where for Werribee Open Range Zoo.
And were you?
No, it was different.
You were in the game.
It was different frogs. They weren't Australian frogs. Also, this isn't real.
Yeah.
That's what I
I want to hear more about this frog
But
census.
we
though.
used to do that at
Oh, you'd
series
love it,
as
Grace.
well. They used to do that series.
Next time they have a frog census, sign me up. I want to get involved with this. I've really perked up at the idea of recording some frogs.
It's,
Oh, fuck
it's
yeah.
in the game. You would have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, she'll never get that. That's okay.
But
You want
halfway
to
down the
learn how to
mountain.
the other
crouch.
thing is that the recorder becomes a huge part of it.
Well, that's good. I've been recording all sorts of stuff.
So it is a huge part in that way, but it becomes a huge part in terms of like story progression. Did you get to that
You're
bit?
so stupid, Grace.
What's happened?
I didn't know what they wanted me to record. I just kept.
Just sounds, bro. What do you mean? They didn't tell me to
This
record.
game is not the game.
It should be.
I Get ready.
I don't think there is a game. If this isn't the game, then there's no game.
I think of one with instructions.
You know, you press start and then you can go to controls and it'll tell you.
You know, when I play Spider-Man,
I'm just recording some cobblestone.
when I play Spider-Man, the little
Oh, good to go along with your picture of the cobblestones.
I thought that's what we were doing.
I hope we all
Obviously,
get to
it's
share.
about the cobblestones.
I hope when we get to the end of the game, we all can share our scrapbooks. And Grace's is just feet, and yours is just frog recordings, and mine is just the same building from 5 angles.
Mine's
and,
100 sunsets.
Yeah.
Sound recordings of birds. And Grace's, we'll get to see all the terrain.
Yeah, as critical as I'm being of it, I
ground.
actually love it.
Different points of the ground.
Yeah.
It's quite, it's. I
think I love it.
It feels nice to play.
It does feel nice to play.
So
But
nice.
it doesn't
Doesn't quite have
rip me and draw. Like I
There's
don't feel
something
compelled
missing
to
for me.
keep playing.
Oh,
but when
I
I was
do.
playing it. It was.
I do, but this is all the stuff that I like to do. Take pictures, put
Right.
it in a
Okay.
book.
Yeah. Because you know what I did? I did exactly what I did when I used to scrapbook. When I went to Europe when I was 16 and I collected stuff, like all ticket stubs, all this stuff. I was like,
you
I'm going to
gotta.
make the fucking best scrapbook
gotta
you've
do
ever
it,
goddamn
yeah.
seen. I still have them. I did 2 pages of it, forgot I was doing it. So that is ADHD. That is how I know I have it. Thank you very much, sir.
I have a zip.
I'm here till next Tuesday. I'm not. I'm going home soon.
Yeah, that's concerning.
But the thing is that I just kept forgetting to scrapbook at one point. I got a little bit immersed in the area and taking photos and stuff, but I just kind of, and so that's when I went back and did it all and learnt that feature. But I do think that it is good and I do enjoy it. I wish it was on Switch.
Yeah, me too, because I know those
great.
controls.
Yeah, then you'd
Much
be able to
better
play it.
in transit, where you don't want
Plane.
to be where you are.
Imagine the plane. Imagine playing this on a plane. You'd
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh my God,
fucking
time would
come.
fly. Are you
You'd come.
serious?
You'd all come.
Well, that's
On
why
a plane?
that's why they don't put it on Switch.
Sorry.
They know what the
Yeah,
ramifications.
they know what would happen.
I have yet to come on a plane.
Over. I meant over the seas.
Feels like
Get your minds out of the gutter.
It feels like a good
Evan?
verdict.
The floor is yours.
Maybe we should move on.
Why?
Why? Because I said come 4 times.
Look,
She
we've got
mentioned
everyone's.
coming on an airplane, which I'm pretty sure is terrorism. I don't know. It can't be good. There's
that's
definitely a flight attendant protocol in place for that. I don't know what it is.
Guys, make a mess, but if it's in your pants, it's fine.
Guys, someone's coming. Guys,
This is terrorism.
excuse me, she's coming.
Excuse me.
I think you should tell someone.
What if they do it like this?
You keep telling me to tell someone. Tell a
And then
trusted
you-
adult.
Like, did I do it? Because you don't know.
I don't think there's any way that you could come and look like that.
There's
I'm
no
gonna-
way.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
You are very bad at knowing when you're making too much noise. And that is when
That is
you're
true.
not.
That's from coming from someone who
I also
hasn't
have an
had sex
That's
with
when
you.
we're not losing yourself to the little death.
Speaking of little death, this game is only about grief, Evan.
Okay.
I think it's about climate change.
Obviously, come now that we've talked about it.
Season A Letter to the Future is out now on PS4, PS5, and PC.
I know.
Sorry, front page.
Evan, I have to talk to you.
Yes.
Do you know what it's time for? I know what it's time for.
I think you know.
I don't want to do it.
You've exhausted him. You've wrung him dry.
Hey. Roll that thing.
Run it, roll that thing.
Minutes in ever. I don't know what to talk about.
Can someone start the timer, please?
I'm starting it now. Okay,
Thank
good.
Okay, right. The timer started.
Just to
I won't,
clarify, the
I
timer.
won't talk about any
is-
of those things. She was just reminding me not to break the Twitch terms of service. Any of you guys watch Star Trek?
I do.
We know.
Sorry.
I've been watching Deep Space Nine recently because I keep hearing that it's good, but it doesn't seem to be good. Like I had to Google, is Deep Space Nine good? And people say that it is good because I like Next Generation. It's my favourite one. Quite liked Voyager as well. Didn't like Enterprise so much. Don't really like the original series. And Deep Space Nine just didn't really grab me. I watched the whole first season. I'm like, when does this get good? And then I thought, TNG is not good for the first season either, really. And I can't remember if Voyager is or not. Probably not. They're usually not good at the start. It takes a while to sort of get into it. And so I'm sort of continuing on with Deep Space Nine. Apparently there's a bit of a guide with Sisko's, whether he's got a beard or if he's got hair or not. You can tell if it's good if he's a bald and a beard. It's good, something like that. Anyway, I know Ben Russell's a big fan of Deep Space Nine.
He's not here.
I know he's not here. But that was one of the things. Talking to people, it's interesting to hear, how other people, if other people, because I'm not quite seeing it at the moment. I'm in season 2 now, and it's starting to get a little bit better. So this is very political and stuff at the start. A lot of world building, I guess, introducing characters and stuff. It's just there's not a lot of great sci-fi in it just yet. I'm sure it'll get there. They usually do. Next Generation got there, and I've heard it gets there. That's the time, and that's the timer. Okay, great. I don't know if anyone's watching Star Trek Picard. I watched most of the first season of that, but then I didn't watch the last episode for some reason. Dropped off it. I want to watch it again. But it's tough because they're also old now, and it's weird seeing Data and he's old. It doesn't make any sense, And Seventh of Nine, and Deanna, and Crusher, and Riker, and Geordie. They're all so old now. But anyway, it's still a bit of fun. But I like the episodic sort of thing of Next Generation, and they went all big long story sort of thing with androids and stuff. I don't know. It's fine. I did like Discovery at the start, but I also dropped off that in was it the second or third season? Maybe it was the third season. Watched one episode and I'm like, it's alright. But I should watch it again. I should probably watch it again. Try to get into it a bit more. There's another one, isn't it? Brave New, is that what is it? Anyway, there's another one. I think I watched an episode of that. It's got Spock in it. And it was alright. I could probably watch that. There's a lot out there now. Star Trek 7, it's starting to... Star Wars as well. It's really starting to... Andor was good. Mandalorian was good. Boba Fett didn't think it was very good. I watched one or a couple of episodes. Yep. Star Trek's got some good movies. Nemesis was good. Insurrection. Generations. First Contact. It's good. The reboots they're alright. Right? Oh my god.
What's the timer at?
There's 2 minutes left, according to Naomi's timer. I'm hoping that the official one maybe start a little bit sooner.
That's correct.
Okay, great. That's good to know.
Can you stop?
Oh.
I've never been here for this segment. I don't understand it.
I'm allowed to talk. No one else is allowed to talk. I have the floor. I have things to say.
Right.
Generations was good. Any sort of time stuff is great. Love an episode of time stuff. Cause and Effect is a great episode of Star Trek Next Generation, and not just because it has Kelsey Grammer in it. it also has, you know, Stephen Hawking. And I think it was directed by Jonathan Frakes, who's Riker, the show. But it's a good sort of time loop sort of story. What else is good? Remember Me is a good episode of Next Generation. There's an episode where Dr. Crusher and people start disappearing around her until she's the last one left on the ship. It's kind of a good little sci-fi mystery. It's a bottle episode too. So is Cause and Effect, both bottle episodes. It's good. It's, you know, you give the writers constraints, creative constraints. It's like you can't go to any crazy new worlds. You can't have any new expensive aliens. You got to just write a good solid sci-fi story, some good character stuff. And they can come out with some good stuff. Sometimes terrible stuff, but those ones in particular are really good. Yep. Yeah, it's some good episodes of that show. I'd recommend it. Talking to Zach Rain the other day, I think he's watching through Star Trek Next Generation, is enjoying it. Andy Matthews has been watching it, he said it was good. People watch it, people like it. So if you haven't watched it, maybe you should give it a go. Great cast. Patrick Stewart's great. Brent Spiner's great. And the other people. Whoopi Goldberg, great. I don't know. Are we out of time? Is it done? 7.
Holy, why are you letting it go like an extra minute?
Don't let me. How much longer did I go?
People were interrupting. I gave him a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That was
Yeah, he
insane,
earned it.
the amount that you especially talked.
I had no context.
And then you
for what
explained in several
Can I
parts
butt in, if I may?
why you were talking.
There was no. If you're gonna do a fucking segment, explain to the people on the panel what the fucking segment is. Firstly, sorry
It's
for
called
swearing.
7 minutes in Evan. It's
Yeah,
just
but he
Evan for
looks
7
at you
minutes.
like he's asking
Yeah,
for you
because
to
he's
talk back,
desperate.
so what the fuck am I supposed
You're supposed
to
to
do?
leave him in the wind.
Also, it's like,
You know what you're supposed to do? You're
What?
supposed to watch the show.
It got bad when Ben left.
I've heard that. That's what I've heard.
That's a joke.
When we started having Grace on.
And Grace doesn't play the games.
I play the games. I play the games.
No, I do watch the show, but I don't think you did it. Like at the end of last year, you didn't.
No, I don't like that it's
sad.
becoming a regular thing.
Yeah, because
I love it.
I went on my very first date to see Star Trek Into Darkness,
Yeah.
and the guy kept trying to hold my hand, and I kept laughing at how stupid Benedict Cumberbatch looks.
Yeah.
I actually love Star Trek Voyager. I'm with you, but I do think it's very funny how you went Star Trek, Star Wars, back to Star Trek.
You went into Star Wars.
are you
You
asking a
lost.
question?
You lost confidence. You went out. You went right back out.
Trek guy, really.
What's the question?
I have a question. Well, first of all, I tried to draw a cow from memory. I think I did pretty well, except the head's too small. And
Needs
no
a
neck.
bell.
What part of that was a
looks-
question?
No, it looks more like a
Well,
capybara.
that's not the question. That's the comment before the question. The other question is, where did the gloves come from?
Oh well, I just wanted something to do while Evan was talking.
You
I
don't
didn't
seem
even
like you
notice.
should have hands. That's what I'm realizing now. It reminds me of that bit from Adventure Time where the deer takes off its hooves and it has fingers underneath. That's what this is reminding me of. Anyway,
Because I have a keyboard that attaches to my iPad, but it feels really bad. Like it has a very bad texture, and I can't stand to touch it, but I need to
I
type
had
on
this
it.
backstory,
So
so I just thought it was normal that the gloves came out.
just autism things.
yeah,
I
I have the gloves.
I keep thinking maybe I should watch that show because I do like sci-fi
Which
and
show?
time stuff.
Star Trek
What you were
Next
talking
Generation?
about, because is that the one where they have the episode that they actually did on Adventure Time?
Talking about Picard.
No, the next
No.
generation.
Oh, you're talking about.
The one where he
the
goes
big,
into the
where they kill the big alien with the big rock that's clearly made of paper mache.
no.
Okay.
The one where he goes into a different world and lives an entire life.
Yeah.
Is that the same?
Yeah.
They do a lot of cool time
There's
stuff.
a lot of
There's a lot of cool time
most
stuff,
Star Trek.
and time stuff is great. It's great.
I don't like time.
I love. Those are my favorite games. where there's time
Oh yeah,
stuff.
time stuff.
Time stuff stresses
Star
me
Trek
out.
is a lot
It's
of that.
cause and effect. It's got Kelsey Grammer in
I
it.
don't like time travel.
I watched all
You
of
say that
Voyager
like
and I
it's an
loved it.
amazing pull.
I enjoyed it.
I was sure you were going to mention Kelsey Grammer's attachment to 9/11.
Yeah, I wrote on my piece of paper,
What
the
is
timer
his
is for how quickly he brings up 9/11.
I was sure.
Look,
What is it? He did it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you brought it up at the start of the show, so really the timer should never have started.
It was like a producer of Frasier died in 9/11. Is that right?
I think so. His friend
that what you were referring
his friend
to?
was on one of the planes.
No, I think it's. I think it was. I think it was like an executive producer or one of the creators.
If you
or
want
something
to
of
have a
Frasier.
really sad evening, get on
Allegedly.
Kelsey Grammer's personal life Wikipedia page. Because
Well, you know
He has
what?
a- he's
You
had
know
a-
what? If Mark Wahlberg was on that plane, it wouldn't have went down like that. That's all I know.
Yeah, and then also top your night off by playing the Grief Game season. But
yeah,
no,
Kelsey
also-
Grammer Wikipedia,
Yeah,
and then
season.
show
It
about,
is
and
actually
then
good.
game about PTSD.
And then that episode of Glee after Corey
like.
Monteith dies.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, we have a Patreon question. This week's question is from Amy G.
Yes.
And the question is, what's the game that caught you in its trap and put an in-health amount of hours into?
Unhealthy?
In-health.
Caught you.
I get the
trying to
what the
help
vibe is.
that and put
Don't help me,
an
I'm-
in-health
Amy
amount
G.
of hours into.
I'm
Stardew-
just reading what...
Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
When I was playing Stardew
Oh, yeah.
Valley, I
would be
was
that.
dreaming in Stardew Valley pixels. Like
Wow.
subconsciously, I was like, my life is Stardew Valley.
I had that with Need for Speed Unbound.
Became
I started driving like...
You're the only one!
I
only
love
one.
that answer. I love it. I love that
That's
answer.
awesome, man. You're like my mum. I made her a playlist recently, and she told me I had to take all the Meatloaf songs off the playlist because she speeds when she listens to Meatloaf.
Oh, that happens
Meatloaf's
to me
fault.
when I listen
dead
to
now.
212.
I know. I think it's what he would have wanted.
Um,
My mum speeding to Bat Out of Hell.
That's awesome.
That's great. He does long songs as well, so you'd have enough
That's
time
why
to
she
get where
made
you're
me
going.
take them off. She was like, it's dangerous.
You go on a journey, it's like 3 songs in one.
She's getting 3 tickets on that journey.
I know.
so Stardew Valley.
Allegedly.
Paradise by the sunshine, by the dashboard light. You're fucked.
You are, and you're for life. because
That's all your demerits. Your license is gone. One, two.
I just made the lyrics where he marries a girl and then regrets it.
Oh, because you want to
He
have
wanted
sex
to
with her.
fuck her.
Yeah. A strange amount of
song's
my
about-
favorite
I
songs
know a
are
lot of
about
Meatloaf.
teenagers having sex in cars.
I think that's just of the time.
Okay.
What game have you put?
Teenagers used to have sex with each other.
Ah.
They don't do that anymore, do they? Bunch of virgins. It's true. Statistically,
Mario?
young people are having much less sex.
good.
Here's the games that have infected my life to the point of like dreaming about them. Stardew Valley, Mario Party 8 on Wii. I got stuck in a game in my dream.
Party?
Where I was just on the board game and I just kept going around in circles.
Was that because you played the game too much?
Yeah.
With friends or on your own?
Whatever. I was like a teen. Minesweeper, I started seeing everything as mines with numbers next to them based on like
You
the
don't get
items.
bored of Minesweeper and like...
Oh, it's like mindless. This was like
I
2
do not
years ago.
understand that game.
I just play games on my phone. Sudoku, that happens to me. These are like games on my phone that I play. Breath of the Wild. Every game I've ever played, actually.
Yes.
Outer Wilds, Deathloop. I got.
I think it happens very quickly. If I play a game during the day for a couple of hours, it's in there and I'm closing my eyes, I'm seeing it.
You're
This
asking
happens
3
to me
people
because
with
I only have
ADHD.
access to very few games. Like, I hate to bring up the Barnyard PS2 game again, but that did take up a considerable amount of my life and my unconscious mind. I was in that trap and I loved it. Also, the Ratatouille PS2 game.
I just think any
'cause
game,
it was really hard.
any game that has like a simulation that doesn't stop is really dangerous.
Yeah.
And so like The Sims is a big one, but my one that I always come back to that has genuinely, Rust was really bad for me as well. But
Oh, that was so
that
bad.
was really bad for me. Yeah.
You wouldn't
But
stop, and I didn't
now
understand why.
It's Anno. Anno is a really big one for me. It's a really, I've come back to
Okay.
it. I'm playing it again. But the best part about this game is it has a mercy kill in it. So every 2 hours, a voice comes in and says like, The first 2 hours, this guy comes in, this voice comes in, he says, it's been 2 hours. How about a cup of coffee? Like, stop playing the game.
Yeah, right.
And then it gets to the next 2 hours and it's like 4 hours, time to stretch your legs, right? And then don't ask me how I know this, when it gets to 12 hours, it says,
Lena.
turn the game off now.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, he gets increasingly more angry at him. I'm
That's good. That
considering...
seems like a good feature.
That is
Yeah,
very
it is.
responsible
I'm
game
very,
making.
very, very much considering setting a price for a 24-hour stream of it just to see what he says.
Can you just leave it running and
I
like,
could, but I want to make money.
Okay.
I love money.
gotta monetize your interests. Otherwise,
It's my
what's the
job
point
now.
of having
Yeah,
them?
yeah. That's how you have them. That's how it works.
I don't know if I've played a single game in moderation. I've either
Really?
played it for 5 minutes and
Yes.
stopped, or 5 days straight.
Yeah, I think me too.
Yeah.
Yep, same.
I think we're all very dopamine deficient, and that
Why? Why do you say that? What makes
may,
you say that?
may affect it. Yeah.
I could play that water sort puzzle game on my phone for so long.
Oh man, I love
Evan,
that
is your actual
So
answer
good.
the racing
so
game?
fucking good.
No. I don't
cookie
think I've
clicker.
played an unhealthy amount of.
Cookie clicker, you did have it. You did have
You
An
cheated.
addiction.
You did
Got
have
to
a
the point where you were
phone-
cheating.
a designated phone set up, propped up so that you could walk past in your house and click those cookies.
Yeah, I did.
And the amount of grandmas you had, that is a
Evan, this is an intervention, and that question was
I'm
a
not.
setup.
I'm off it. I'm not playing it anymore.
good.
I
Well,
went
the
cold
intervention
turkey.
worked.
Well, that's what
You
they
went
all-
cold turkey because they banned you for cheating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
You had 2 phones running it.
Well, no, I had.
It's a shame you can't do that with other addictions. Ban someone from it for cheating.
you know what they should do? They should put in a thing every 2 hours that says, stop clicking me. Hey, I'm a cookie, stop clicking me. And then 2 hours later, it's like, don't click me anymore. And then when you get to 12 hours, it's like, Evan, fuck off.
When I was
Because he's the only one who's playing it for that long, so you
Exactly.
can just say Evan.
Exactly.
in school, I was obsessed with Ragnarok Online. I don't know if anyone
I don't
played.
know what that is.
No, we were
I
having
Habbo
sex.
Hotel.
Oh, God.
That was moderated by my
a game?
parents.
Really? It
Is
was
that
a social platform.
How everyone got groomed?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
In a way. In a
I
way,
had cyber
yes.
sex when I was 12, and I didn't know what sex. I didn't know what you said during sex,
Yes.
so I just kept saying harder. That was the only thing I said. And then
Yeah, that's a
and then
problem
after a while,
because-
he just said, "I'm fucking you so hard, my dick's coming out of your mouth."
God.
Wow, there's a reason that's a core memory.
And I was
Habbo
12.
Hotel?
Yeah, we were whispering in the pool.
I sent all of my money to Habbo Hotel.
Why would he think that fucking you so hard that his dick was coming out of your mouth would be good?
Oh, I think he was frustrated.
It would
at that
be
point.
bad
He
for
was like,
everyone.
I'm doing my best, and all she's saying is harder.
Also,
Which
Grace,
I realize in retrospect is like, this doesn't feel good.
That's
yet.
that's
Grace,
a
I'm
slippery
pretty
slope. You
sure,
can't keep saying harder. That's how you get bruised.
That's the only word that I knew women said during sex.
Yeah.
I must have seen it on a TV.
You've only
also, I'm
seen
pretty
Sex
sure
in the
that's
City.
the desired result, isn't it? That end result. Anyway,
Dick out through the mouth?
yeah, I thought that's how you do it good.
Ah.
Everything goes
Then
inside out.
So then you can go give him a blowjob at the same time.
Yeah. Like that. That's the noise.
You're throwing up his dick like a mama bird.
like a little cuckoo, cuckoo. Anyway, cock.
I knew there was something sexy about
Anyway,
those clocks.
what I was trying to say is when I was a kid, I used to send my money to Habbo Hotel. I would spend my pocket money, and I'll never forget the look my mum gave me when she was standing with the letter in the letterbox, and she turned to me and she said, "Lena, are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yep." And she was like, "You sure? Because we could go to Kmart, we could get you a toy." I was like, "I want to do this," and she was like, "Okay." And that was when I knew that.
Mom, I want Fernie.
Yeah, how do you explain that? And that was when I knew that we were growing into, a different generation, and I was really stepping up as the tech whiz of the household.
You know what?
Digital
Kind
native.
of a precursor to what we all know and love now as the metaverse.
Which I invented, obviously, from that story.
You invented from playing Habbo Hotel.
And
Okay,
sending
Jamie
them-
Lee Curtis.
Sending them,
Thank you.
send them cash in the mail?
You send them checks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jamie Lee Curtis thinks she invented.
Again, checks were something that people who are older had. Very young.
How'd you get a check?
My mum put my pocket money on a check.
Okay.
We were not rich.
Jamie Lee Curtis thinks she invented Instagram.
Wow.
It's really funny. She brings it up several times. She did it most recently about a month ago on a talk show, and she said Instagram, which I invented, by the way. And then like the crowd like goes ha 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 and like claps, and she's like with your I did.
I genuinely feel like I'm going to end up like her.
Oh yeah, you with money, her 100%. She thinks she invented it because she had a blog spot where people would send her photos from their iPhones and she would post them.
As soon as iPhones came out, I thought, and we started taking pictures. I'm a photographer, so I started something called iPhonies, iPhoneys at blogspot.com, and it was photo sharing, and it was all of my friends who were photographers. They would send me the picture and I would upload it to my blog spot, which was called iPhonies, iPhone photographers sharing their vision. And it was before Instagram, and you can look at it because the date is they're still up there.
Well, sounds to me like she did invent Instagram.
Yeah.
Give her the money she deserves, please. Guess what? Justice for Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's in another interview from like years prior as well. She says, and they sold it for, and I'm happy for them, they sold it for $18 billion. You know, I would have given that money away anyway, so she really thinks she deserves it.
That's awesome.
Thank you for the question, Amy G. Top patrons: Amy G, Andre Agnew, Ashley M, Ben Zombie, Blake Hannikin, Brand Wozni, Cameron Forward, Chris Potts,
Christian Sanchez, just keep going.
David Vaughan, David Holland,
I had a good time.
Decay, Dixie 17, Eric John E,
I think we did
Bernard
a good job.
Altani, Gears. How do you pronounce this one? Michael Flaherty, Mitch Rudolph, MJ, Nick Mason for President, Oscar A, Robbie Proctor, Sam Raikkonen.
You said that you mumbled that like you really don't believe it.
What?
Nick
Mason for president.
What?
Well, that's inappropriate.
Maybe he wouldn't be.
We don't even have a president.
Wouldn't be the worst option.
Well, no. Yeah.
I disagree.
Oh.
You think it'd be the worst?
You think it'd be the worst option?
Who?
Too many trams.
Scott, three Drusies McEachin, Sean Park, Suraj Piris, Will Egan, and XZ Neil. If you want to hear your name read on the show, send it to the close personal friend page on to you. It's a great benefit. This is signing up. You get episodes early. You get to join us in Discord. You get the cheat sheets. You need to send in questions. You get to vote for questions.
Can you pretend you're enjoying this?
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Mumbling.
I think we did a great show, and I think you should finish it as a great show.
Okay, all right. And for $5 more, you get a mug. Sign up at patreon.com/GameyGamey.
Oh, spinning your little pen around for $5 less.
A beautiful mug that I don't need to wear gloves
on
to
Instagram.
touch.
I
mean, it feels nice.
Grace, I'm in the middle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can DM me on Instagram. I deleted the app off my phone 3 weeks ago. I've not checked it. So if you want me to read your name out on the show, you can just send me some money. But again, DM me on Instagram. I don't have Instagram on my phone at the moment, so I haven't checked it.
But she could go on the desktop app.
I would, but I won't. Shan't.
She might.
Don't DM me on Instagram.
You can DM me. I'm very accessible.
Is there anything you'd like to plug,
Don't
Lena?
say that.
Please.
Oh, people know.
You're streaming on Twitch regularly?
I think, yes, I do that.
Yeah.
I do. I stream on Twitch. My handle is Lena Moon, Lenamon. Please
that's your
follow
name.
me. As my full name.
Did
That's
you
my
say
Christian
2
name.
O's there or one? It really said
O-O-N. M-O-N. But I'm doing a show. I'm doing my show in Adelaide and Melbourne with Annie. We're doing a show called Annie and Lena Hunt for Ghosts. And we're going to be in Adelaide first week of March, and then we're going to do Melbourne International Comedy Festival. It is. Yes.
Is it scary?
Guess what, you have to come down to find out.
It's got spooky
It's
themes.
a comedy show. And there's ghosts. So yes, it's spooky. Get your head in the game.
Where can people get tickets?
Go to our Instagram, Annie and Lena, or through the Fringe and Comedy Festival websites. Please tell people to come because we're not being people don't know we're on sale for Comedy Festival yet. So we are. Please
That's still
come.
a little while
Well,
off,
this
but
is
people
not-
can
this
buy
is the
tickets.
launch.
Yeah, and Adelaide's very soon, and we had a little reading last week, and it's not shit, which is pretty amazing.
Great.
I would say that is a sleigh.
That's a fucking sleigh. Speaking of sleigh, it's about stuff that's like murder and stuff.
It's about cancer.
Okay.
It's an allegory.
Grace, you're doing comedy festival as
Everything
well?
Yes, I am doing my show. It's called This Is the Last Goldfish That I'm Going to Eat for You. It's about all the stuff I did to try and make friends because I didn't realize I had autism.
Sweetie,
I'm doing it.
Sucks.
And I'm doing it at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. I'm doing it at the Sydney Comedy Festival. I'm doing it at the New Zealand Comedy Festival.
When are these festivals?
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean that was.
What are you talking about?
Melbourne is March to April.
Yep.
True.
And then Sydney is May, maybe.
After, okay.
It's after, and then
I
New
have no
Zealand is May. So maybe Sydney is April. And New Zealand, I'm in Auckland in the first week and Wellington in the second week, and then I'm going to be in Edinburgh in August.
Hell yeah.
And
Where can people find tickets?
you can follow my Twitter or my Instagram, which is @GraceJarvis. Or you can just Google my name with goldfish probably, and tickets will come up.
What have you got? Okay. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe to the channel and tell your friends about it. And remember, you can podcast the show as well. We've just joined the Pickaxe Podcast Network, which is exciting.
Another win
podcast
for
network.
gamers everywhere.
Next week we'll be streaming on Friday, back to our usual time.
That's right.
And it's Naomi's birthday.
It is.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Right? That's the song. Really hard to sing along to.